In this class, we're going to focus on some basic general exercise programming principles. Of course, you're going to do an entire semester in exercise testing and prescription class, but these are the basics that are going to get you going so that you can understand the principles involved in working with special populations. You have to know your basic exercise physiology. You have to know the body's response to exercise, what happens to heart rate, what happens to blood pressure, and how people are going to behave and how they're going to feel. You have to understand bioenergetics, fuel use. Is it carbohydrate, fat, protein, ATP, PC system? You also need to know relationships between expressions of energy expenditure, such as kcals and METs. Can you work between kcals, METs, and VO2? Do you understand the relationship between heart rate and VO2? That as one goes up, the other one is going to go up. Duration and intensity. That typically activities of a longer duration are going to be of a lower intensity. Activities of a high intensity are typically going to be of a shorter duration. And then the difference between intermittent and continuous exercise, where intermittent might be stop and start and continuous is continuous. Also, you'll need to know your major muscle groups and the kinesiology of different movements, especially for those of you that want to eventually go on and do the strength and conditioning certification. Kinesiology is extremely important. And we talked about this previously, that your functional age is more important than your biological age. So you could have two persons who are 60 years old. One is very healthy and active and free of major chronic diseases, while another one could have multiple chronic diseases, and that's going to affect their ability to exercise. As far as differences between men and women adapt to exercise the same way, except men usually have a higher VO2 max just because of their body size. They have more muscle mass. But as far as exercise training, we're not going to really see huge differences between anything we do for special populations with men and women. Environment, heat. I mean, we have heat here in the Carolinas, and although it hasn't been as hot of a summer as it normally has been in the past, I mean, heat is a real concern, and participants, especially with those with chronic disease, really need to avoid exercise in the heat of the day. Cold is not as much an issue here as it would be, say, in a northern climate, but still, for persons with chronic diseases, if they've got lung disease, asthma, if they've got heart disease, even some of the cold weather days that we have here can really play a role in affecting their exercise abilities. Air quality, pollution. The only advantage of having a cool, rainy summer is that we've had pretty good air quality days, and I don't think we've even had one poor air quality day. So the rain does bring some good air quality. But on poor air quality days, there are some days where even healthy people should not exercise, and persons with chronic disease may need to go indoors. Altitude. Not so much an issue here in the Carolinas. We're only at about 800 feet sea level. But if you're working with clients who are out at the coast at sea level and you're doing travel to mountains such as the West Coast, that they may really have to be aware of altitude, particularly if they have a chronic disease. And part of that is that they have to make sure that they're close enough to medical care should they develop any type of problems. What we bring to the table as a health fitness specialist, you need to know if you need a medical referral, from their primary care physician, from their cardiologist, from their physical therapist. Do people need to be referred for an exercise test, a graded exercise stress test? So something like a Bruce protocol with electrocardiogram, ECG monitoring. You have to have a working knowledge of muscular and orthopedic limitations. So once again, keep building your skill in this area. Know your appropriate fitness assessments. You've done a lot of different testing protocols. What's the right protocol for each particular client? So depending on their age or their limitations, You may do one test over another, and also what your facility can offer too. We talked about goal setting, setting long and short-term SMART goals. No appropriate progression. Progression is how much you ramp up somebody's program. So somebody who has a chronic disease, you are not going to be able to ramp them up as quickly as you would, say, a young person or an athlete. And focus on enjoyment, because a lot of our participants have not had positive experiences with exercise. So they, will tell you that they don't like it. It's just a matter of finding the right exercise that they enjoy. There's got to be something out there with all the different options that we have that we can have people enjoy their exercise, because if they don't enjoy it, you could write the greatest program in the world, they're just not going to do it.